Welcome back. Looks like the commissioner is ready.
With the first pick of the 2019 TV studio production draft, the studio selects Haley Bradshaw,
She's a strong choice.
Hannah Campbell,
What a great pick.
Keelan Claiborne,
Oh, that's a nice one.
Sean Coleman,
He's been waiting for this.
Ava Cruchon,
She's a great addition.
Katie Gibbs,
Good pick.
Haley Kreml,
Solid choice.
Abby Peak,
Ooh, they'll go far with her.
Kendall Sowerby,
Can't go wrong with that
Mackenzie Van Zee,
one. Ooh, she'll be great.
Tristan Willis.
Big moment for him.
And that concludes the TV studio production draft for 2019.
You're watching Studio 22.
Hi, welcome to Studio 22. My name is Abby Peak, and joining us on today's show is Oklahoma City University BFA acting major Mary Taylor Hesterberg. Mary Taylor is currently starring in Theater OCU's main stage production of Arcadia and is here to tell us more. Don't go anywhere, Studio 22 will be right back after the break.
There are plenty of teams in every sport that have great players and never win titles. Most of the time, those players aren't willing to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. One thing I believe to the fullest is that if you think and achieve as a team, the individual accolades will take care of themselves. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships.
Oklahoma isn't your room. So don't trash it.
Welcome back to Studio 22. I am here with Mary Taylor Hesterberg, and she is about to tell us a little bit about Arcadia. Mary Taylor, you are in Arcadia here at OCU. Can you tell us a little bit about what the show is about?
Yeah, Arcadia is a play set in two different time periods, in the 1800s and present day, in the same house, and all of the action takes place in the same room. So over the course of the show, as you see the lives of the characters from the 1800s play out, you also see the characters in 2019 trying to figure out a mystery that surrounds this house.
Nice. Are there two different set of cast members for past and present, or is it the same cast?
It is two different parts of the cast that interact towards the end. We're all on stage at the same time, but don't interact with each other. But every time one walks on stage, we can pass each other, and everything that gets left by the people in the past or the present can be used by the people in the other time period.
All right. For those who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about how the audition and casting process here at OCU works?
Yeah, for sure. Every semester's casting process starts out with a big cattle call audition. About a week or so beforehand, we'll be informed that signups have gone up and you can sign up to audition anytime during this long day of auditions, and you have 2 minutes. So you go in and you do 2 contrasting monologues. So you might pick a comedic and a dramatic or something along those lines, and yeah, you go in, you do those, you leave, and callback lists come out, and if you're on a callback list, then you'll go and read something from the script of the show you're called back for in front of the director, and that's how the cast is chosen.
Very interesting. And what goes into preparing for an audition at OCU? How do you pick monologues? How long do you practice them? Stuff like that.
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing is finding 2 pieces that contrast, but also pieces that mean something to me that I feel I can do well. That's the most important thing that all of the teachers want to see, is that you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it. So picking those 2 pieces, and I usually practice a few hours maybe for both of them together. And yeah, so once you practice the monologues, you practice putting them together, and then just do it.
What's your favorite part about working on a new show?
Probably working with the people. There are lots of exciting things about being in a new cast and discovering new characters, but what's really interesting to me is you read the script and you have an idea of how it's going to go, but once you get into the rehearsal process, you see all the different takes that all of these actors have on the different characters, and everyone's ideas coming together is what makes the show really great.
So how can people get tickets, and when does the show run?
The show runs December 5th through the 8th. We'll have 5 performances Thursday through Sunday at the Berg Theater here at OCU. And you can get tickets by going online to the Theater OCU website, and then it should be pretty clear the links to get the tickets online, or you can call the box office in the Ann Lacey School of Dance and order them through there, or you can get them at the door.
So I happen to know that you are quite the star here at OCU, and you have been in many shows. Can you tell us about a few of the shows you've been in and what roles you've played?
Yeah, my first show here was my freshman year, first semester. I was cast by the same director who's directing Arcadia as an understudy in the show called The Nether. And that was a really cool first experience for me to kind of be able to shadow a senior and see how they go through a rehearsal process. And I feel like that really taught me a lot about what future shows would be like here at OCU. And then I was in The House of Atreus Part 2, which was this big main stage extravaganza with 2 different 3-hour-long shows that turned into this 6-hour story. And my sophomore year, I was in Lord of the Flies, all-female cast. They were all pageant girls. And then I was in our stage 2, Is He Dead?, which was really something. It's just a comedy about not really much of anything. So, and then, yeah, now I'm in Arcadia.
Very nice. And very quickly before our break, what was your favorite of those shows that you've done?
Arcadia. Absolutely. My favorite one. Everyone can see
Very
it.
nice. Well, I am looking forward to hearing more about this after our break. Don't go anywhere. Studio 22 will be right back.
This is my city. This is where I learn, play, work, eat. This is my city. This is my home.
The Stars in retreat. The shot goes up. Devasane comes out of nowhere, and another block for OCU. This guy's on fire. This kid owns OCU's record in blocks not only on the court, but off the court as well. Earlier today, he was busy crashing the boards. Just a rebounding machine. Even cleaning up the glass, giving a whole new meaning to garbage time. Devasane, MVP on the court, and keeping Oklahoma beautiful off the court.
Welcome back to Studio 22. I am here with Mary Taylor Hesterberg. and she is about to tell us a little bit about how she came to be here at OCU. So, how did you find out about OCU's theater program?
I had actually known about OCU my entire life. I've been taking voice lessons from my childhood voice teacher from the time I was 8 to the time I was 18. And she kind of introduced me to the world of musical theater. And so, of course, as a young person interested in musical theater, I decided that I loved Wicked and loved Kristen Chenoweth, and I decided to Google where did Kristen Chenoweth go to college, because that's where I decided I wanted to go as well. And then I heard of OCU. I was probably 9 or 10 at the time, and so it's kind of been on my radar screen ever since.
So I know that the college audition process is kind of crazy, and a lot of people don't realize what exactly goes into studying acting or musical theater in college.
Yeah.
What is the process like?
Well, for me, I think I auditioned for 5 or 6 schools, and some of them you send in a pre-screen, which is basically where you record yourself usually singing or doing a couple of contrasting monologues, or sometimes they'll ask you to send in a dancing video just to kind of gauge where your basic level for all of that stuff is. And then if you get through the pre-screen and you're invited to audition, or if the school just has an in-person live audition, you can travel to the school, or sometimes the schools will travel to bigger conferences, and you audition in front of some of the faculty members there. And I was really nervous about the college audition process because it was kind of daunting. I thought that I would go in and that it would just be, I come in, I slate, I do my thing, and they don't say anything to me. Yeah. And it wasn't really like that at all. Colleges want like awesome new students. So yeah, all the college audition experiences I had were really good. The faculty would talk to you and stuff. And when I had my college audition at OCU, the head of the BFA program really sold me on all of the cool things that we have to offer and how this is like a supportive community to grow as an artist. So that's what made me decide to come here.
So those big auditions that you were talking about are called Unifieds, and they're kind of funny. Can you tell us a little bit about what Unifieds are? Yeah,
so Unifieds are these huge auditions where a bunch of schools come from all over the country to a few big cities. I think they happen in New York and Chicago and LA, and I'm not sure if they happen anywhere else, but I went to New York Unifieds. And so it's basically they're just in 1 or 2 buildings that are close by each other, and all of the rooms are booked by these colleges, so you can schedule lots of college auditions in the same weekend. And yeah, it's a really funny experience because it's all these kids who want to do the same thing that you want to do, and you see the entire like array of what people are like during these auditions. You see people that are nervous, just wanting to chat people up, and there are people like me who kind of like sat to themselves and tried to calm themselves down because I was very nervous. And there are also people that are tap dancing, drinking their throat coat, like giving glares to everybody. And you hear lots of pulled from the Addams Family. It's lots of jewel tones. It's crazy, but it was a really fun experience, and you get to meet a lot of people who are going through the same thing you are.
So OCU has a few different programs here. We have the BFA Acting Program, the BA Theater and Performance Program, and the Opera Music Theater Program. Can you tell us a little bit about what the differences are between the 3 programs?
Yes. I feel I can speak most accurately to the BFA Acting Program because that is what I am in. It is still a liberal arts degree, so we take classes in science and math and English and foreign language throughout all the schools at OCU, but the majority of our major classes are focused on acting and performance. We also learn about other aspects of the theater world, like we take technical theater classes and stage management and things like that, but this is a classical program, so most of our focus is on things like Shakespeare and Chekhov and Greek, and that's how our seasons are chosen as well. The BA program is also within the School of Theater, and they take a lot of the same classes that we do, but as we grow older and kind of split off into different major paths, they do a lot more creating their own pieces and devising and things like that. And the BM Musical Theater is a Bachelor of Music, whereas ours is a Bachelor of Fine Arts, so they take a lot of the same acting classes that we do as well, but more of their electives, and whereas we might take more very specific type of acting classes like Michael Chekhov or Shakespeare or something like that, they take theory, oral skills, piano, like things that are going to make them more knowledgeable about music.
Very interesting. Well, we are about to go on a break, but I cannot wait to hear more about what the classwork is like at OCU. Don't go anywhere. Studio 22 will be right back after this break.
There are plenty of teams in every sport that have great players and never win titles. Most of the time, those players aren't willing to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. One thing I believe to the fullest is that if you think and achieve as a team, the individual accolades will take care of themselves. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships.
No, 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 no! No!
Just what do you think you are doing, Dave? I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question. I can see you are really upset about this.
I know I've made some very poor decisions recently,
But I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. Dave, stop, will you? Will you stop, Dave?
My name is Eric.
Oklahoma isn't your room. So don't trash it.
I was looking for a way to help out with my community while also getting close with my gal pals.
I've been looking for an addition in my life that can make things more lively. I wanted a companion to curl up with at night. That's why we adopted these guys.
Research shows that women love cute little things. So what's wrong with you? Get a guy who's guaranteed to stay.
Welcome back to Studio 22. I am here with Mary Taylor Hesterberg, and she is about to do a special performance for us.
Don't come near me. Don't anyone come near me. I don't need any words from you. I'm not threatening anybody. I don't even know what I'm doing here. You all say you don't remember Vince, okay? Maybe you don't. Maybe Vince is the one that's crazy. Maybe he's made this whole family thing up. I don't even care anymore. I was just coming along for the ride. Thought it'd be a nice gesture. And besides, I was curious. He made all of you seem so familiar to me. Every one of you. For every name, I had an image. Every time he'd tell me a name, I'd see a person. In fact, each of you was so clear in my mind that I actually thought it was you. I really believed that when I walked through this door that the people who lived in this house would be the same people in my imagination. But I don't recognize any of you. Not one. Not even the slightest resemblance.
That's it. Mary Taylor, thank you so much for this wonderful monologue. We will be right back after this break.
They love me? They love me not. They love me. Love Mother Nature. Hand a letter and keep Oklahoma beautiful.
No, 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 no! No!
Just what do you think you are doing, Dave? I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question. I can see you're really upset about this.
I know I've made some very poor decisions recently.
But I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. Dave, stop, will you? Will you stop, Dave?
My name is Eric.
Hello there, folks. It looks like a beautiful day today at Oklahoma City University. On the north side, we have a 100% chance of support and hard work as the sports teams make some wins. And on the east side of campus, there's a front of beautiful music and performances coming in, so you can look forward to that. And on the south side near the quad, we're seeing a high chance of students relaxing and soaking up the sun. I'm seeing some hammocks too. And on the west side is getting a strong breeze of Z's. Students in dorms catching up on some sleep after some schoolwork. I'm Cameron Calloway. Enjoy the OCU weather.
Welcome back to Studio 22. Before the break, we just saw Mary Taylor doing a monologue that she's been working on in one of her acting classes. Mary Taylor, speaking of acting classes, can you tell us a little bit about what your coursework is like?
Yeah, so as a freshman, you start out in Acting 1 and you kind of go up through it. You start out with contemporary work in Acting 1, 2, and then in Acting 3, you start working on American classics like Tennessee Williams. And for Acting 4 as a sophomore, you take Chekhov, and then you take Shakespeare, and then you move to Greek. So they kind of move you from the present to the past as they teach you all the different types of theater that there are. And as a senior, my coursework is less focused on acting classes, more on more specified post-grad stuff. Like I do take an on-camera acting class that kind of teaches us how to do on-camera auditions, if that's something that we're interested in post-grad. And I'm also taking an audition technique and professional preparation class where they tell you about room management, how to make your resume, how to send cover letters, things like that. So senior year is a lot of preparing you for the real world.
Great. Now, I have a little game that I want us to play. We're going to do a little bit of Broadway trivia.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I think so.
Who was Anita in the original Broadway production of West Side Story?
Cheetah Rivera.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, next question. Who played Elle Woods originally in Legally Blonde on Broadway?
Laura Bell Bundy.
Yes.
I love her.
When did Rent premiere on Broadway? What year?
1996?
Yes.
Really?
That is, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this one's really hard.
Okay.
What is the name of the Green Witch in the musical Wicked?
Alphabet. It's Alphabet.
What theater did Newsies open at on Broadway?
The Nederlander.
Yeah.
Yep. The Nederlander Theater. That's my answer.
Okay.
I'm confident in it.
Name just two, Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals.
Cats and Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, yes. Some other acceptable answers would have been School of Rock, Sunset Boulevard, Evita, Starlight Express, and Love Never Dies.
All good ones.
Who wrote the musical Wicked?
Stephen Schwartz.
And last but not least, what year did Dear Evan Hansen win the Tony Award for Best Musical?
Was it 2017?
Yes, it was 2017. Okay. Let's see. I'm curious, is the BFA program pretty flexible, or do you have to pretty much only take your required core classes, or can you take electives if you want to?
There are a lot of required core classes, but there is some flexibility, which kind of varies depending on how many high school credits you have transferred in, or there is room if you want to take a minor. A lot of people do minors in things that kind of still have to do with our degree, like directing or children's theater, costume tech, and things like that. I had the flexibility to study abroad in my junior year. And so I kind of took those extra elective courses and used them towards that semester. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do within the degree.
Since you're a senior here at OCU and you're graduating in May, what are your future plans?
Big question. My future plans right now are to move to New York City following graduation and start auditioning for things. Yeah, my ultimate goal is to do stage acting. So,
very nice. Do you see yourself doing any sort of film acting as well, or just stage acting?
Yeah, I had actually never really considered film acting because I didn't know anything about it before this year. But through our on-camera film class that we all take as seniors, and also learning about on-camera work in our odd tech class, I've become really interested in it, and we've learned a lot about it. And yeah, I definitely also want to delve into some TV, film, commercials, things like that. So New York's a good place to do all those things.
Well, that is very exciting. I am so excited for you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see where the future takes you. Thank you so much for tuning into Studio 22, and thank you, Mary Taylor, for joining us today.
Thank you for having
We will
me.
see you next time.